As the head of Iris Global, Heidi Baker has been called many things. She's been called an evangelist, teacher, a missionary, but to the thousands of children she ministers to, she has a different name, Mama Heidi. And Mama Heidi's with us now, fresh off completing her latest book. I thought we were going to a piece there, Heidi. We were going to see you. But the book is called Reckless Devotion. And boy, that describes, I think, Heidi, your heart and your caring for the children that you minister to the people. You wrote this with your husband, Roland. And I want to, usually we talk with you just about the kids and what's going on, but you have a real message, I think, in this for all of us. What does reckless devotion mean to you?
For me, it's just giving everything to Jesus, being so abandoned in His presence that you'll do anything, you'll go anywhere, that you don't care what He asks of you, that your heart's just wide open and you live inside the heart of God.
And you have lived that way for many, many years. 2 weeks after you were married, you had $30 in your pocket and a one-way ticket. Talk about that.
Well, we knew we were called to missions. I had gone out to lunch once with Roland, and then we got married. And we had prayed together, but we didn't even date. And we just knew we were called. And we just prayed, we on our faces seeking God. And He said Indonesia. Wow. So we trusted Him. And on our wedding, we were able to get the airfare for a one-way ticket. And we've been missionaries for 34 years now. So
Indonesia, but now you're really in Africa. I just came back from a region very close to where you are. You're in a number of places.
We're going on 20 years now living in Mozambique. Mozambique's our home, Pemba, northern Mozambique. And then a third of our lives we travel and call other people to give their lives away.
Talk a little bit about the Makua people. This is a people group that you have really been focused on, and I want you to talk a little bit about why.
Yes, the reason I'm focused on the Makua is I was in the glory realms, in the presence, and I was on my face worshiping God, and I got so yielded. I said, even if you send me back to Laguna Beach, I'll go. And I really, that's yielded. And the Lord said, go and get my lost Makua bride. I didn't know where they were. My husband found out they were in northern Mozambique. We were in southern Mozambique.
And you didn't even know
Never heard of them. And we went. They were the most unreached people group in Southeast Africa. And we just have given our lives now 11 years. And we went from no churches to 2,700 churches.
Good grief.
Among the Makua, the deaf are hearing, the blind are seeing, the crippled are walking, the poor hear the good news, and God is crashing in on this tribe. Wow. It's just glorious. They're finding His love.
You never seem to lose the fire and the passion for what God's called you to.
No.
How do you keep that stirred up, Heidi?
I'm in love. I'm in love with Jesus. I'm so in love with Him. I love just worshiping Him. Yeah. I love being in His presence, just seeking His face.
That's where you hear from Him.
That's where I love the secret place.
You've said that there's no cost to loving God, but the cost doesn't matter. Wow, that's a powerful statement. That's ruled your life, hasn't it?
Yes, because when you see the beauty of who Jesus is, when you really know Him and you meet the Father in depth of intimacy, it doesn't matter. It feels like no cost to go into the darkest places on the planet, even if you're being shot at. No cost. You know where you're going. Yeah. You're just in love. And love, when you're deeply in love with God, you don't feel the cost.
You ride above everything.
Yeah,
you really ride above everything. You wanted to share a story about a boy named Anselmo. Tell me about him.
He was wandering around in the garbage, wandering around on the streets begging, and merciful God, we found this beautiful treasure, and he came to live in our children's village. And he had 2 club feet, really terrible, very deformed, and he was thrown out by his family because of these club feet. They didn't want him because he was so deformed. But of course, we want him. He's beautiful. He's
every child matters.
Every child matters. So we took him in, and he met Jesus. And we were on outreach, and he said, the children always preach and teach and minister, little 10-year-olds on the bush outreach. So I said, what's God showing you? He said, I see somebody who can't walk right, and they're going to be healed. And I'm thinking, wow, you can't walk right. I'm thinking that. But I say, okay, great. So he shared it on the mic, and we're in the dark, in the bush, reaching the unreached. Out of the dark comes this little shadow woman. She's bent over, and she's got a child on her back, maybe 3.5. And she puts this child on the dirt, and the child just flops back. No muscle tone, nothing. And Anselmo just looks at me, this cheeky grin. He's like, I got it right, Mom. I got it right. I said, okay, go for it. So he grabs this little child, no muscle tone, flat on her back, grabs the hands, and up the child comes. And completely, totally healed, and starts walking.
Wow.
It was so powerful. And Anselmo is just full of Jesus' passion and heart, and he's not looking at his own crippled feet. I thought, Lord, we've been praying for his feet for years, and they haven't straightened. He just saw this crazy, awesome miracle in the bush. What do you want to do? And the Lord wanted to use a surgeon. And the Lord used a surgeon. We have a bush plane. My husband flies it, flew to our base in Malawi, Bangula, and the bush surgeon out there went in and fixed his feet. It took 6 months. They did one each, and our own medical doctors from our clinic flew and took care of him. So it was a whole village and 2 countries and lots of love. And now Anselmo's walking straight, and he's still preaching the gospel with great fire.
You know, you have so many stories of miracles. If you want to live a life of reckless devotion, to find out how, get Heidi's devotional book. That's the title of it. It's available nationwide. If you go to cbn.com, we've got a special treat for you, because for the next week, we're going to feature excerpts from Heidi's book on our daily devotion section. Heidi, thank you so much. It's always a blessing to have you here.
It's great to be with you. I love you too.
Thank you.